back working on the Genesis motor. If you guys remember what this looked like the last video, I spent hours on this motor off camera, giving this thing a deep clean. And if you guys saw the last video, you guys would know that this thing was disgusting. It was so black and just caked with everything. Now it's not perfect, but if you guys saw what it was before, you guys would understand. And if you guys are unfamiliar with my videos, this is my girlfriend's Genesis Coupe. We bought it with a blown up motor. As you guys can see, this is the parts graveyard over here. But then she bought a parts car that this motor is from. And we are closer than ever having this thing ready to put back in her car. If you guys have not watched any other videos on this build, make sure you guys check it out. I have a playlist so you guys can see every video we've made on this car so far. Now this is some of the many pieces that we're actually going to be utilizing that came with the built motor, or that were on the built motor I should say. We're going to be using the fuel rail. This piece I will show you guys a little bit later why this comes in handy. But we're going to be putting this manifold on it. And we're also going to be having to test fit this exhaust manifold. And I don't know how many of you guys I have told, but we do plan to run the big turbo on the stock motor. Obviously, we're not going to be going for insane power or anything like that. But the stock turbo from the parts car motor actually has some play in it where it may not be ideal to run the big turbo, but it's definitely doable. I've talked to a couple tuners. We're not going to be looking to make crazy horsepower, but the thing is going to sound crazy. It's going to be way quicker than a stock Genesis Coupe. The turbo has the T51R mod, and if you guys are not familiar with that, it literally makes it sound like a jet. It's crazy what noises come out of those things. Let's start getting the fuel rail and the manifold off. While I'm at it, I don't know what this is. Something to do with the vacuum lines. But I'm 99% sure this gets removed. I'm going to do a little bit more cleaning because you guys can see just how disgusting this is. Now this is one thing that I'm not too sure of how everything ran. I know some of these vacuum lines were deleted. I know this for sure was not there. I don't think there was any of these wires that ran across the front of the motor. Hopefully I have some good pictures or videos to go back and double check. I know some of this stuff is obviously for the oil catch cans and like where some of the vacuum lines went to the valve cover. But that's gonna be a learning curve because you guys know that I've said it multiple times. I'm not too well educated with motor stuff. So this is all a learning curve to me. And some of you guys may also be learning with me. And some of you guys also help me out by commenting, telling me the correct way if things are a way things should be, which I appreciate because I'm learning just as much as everyone else. Most people that watch my videos are not yet subscribed. So if you guys want to see content like this, or stuff like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and drop a like. Thank you guys for watching and enjoy the video. Now this thing looks so much cleaner now, but we're gonna remove this old gasket off of here. If I can get it off one-handed. Clean up underneath there a little bit and then put on the new one. Now we can install the newer one. I guess it would help if I loosen up this bolt. Just enough so we can squeeze it past here. I'm not sure what we're doing with this, because I know the old setup didn't have anything going to the front, and this routes to the front, and I know the one he capped, but I don't know if he capped both of these, or what. This whole thing might be deleted or it might get routed somewhere else. Not too sure. That's something we're gonna figure out down the road. With everything buttoned up on the intake manifold, we are ready to put the fuel rail in. And these are the same injectors that came off the built motor. They might be a little too big. They may not stay, but this thing is right on top. So if we do need to change it down the road, it'll be very easy and accessible to change. But these are FIC 2150cc injectors. These are big. We do plan on running this car on E85. So it's just gonna be one of those things that I have to talk to the dude that is going to be tuning the car and seeing if these are gonna be able to be turned down enough for the duty cycle, or if we're gonna have to switch to some smaller injectors, which isn't worst case, easy to swap like I said. And if these do stay in the car, I do plan on buying new O-rings for them just because these ones have been sitting out for 3 years. But until then, I'm gonna leave these ones in. We got a little bit before this car actually needs to be like buttoned up with new O-rings and everything. Do know this port and this port go to the catch cans, so I know that this hose is not gonna be needed. That's about the only thing I actually know on this. It is a new day. I ran out of time yesterday, but it is time to finally mock up the manifold and get the turbo mocked up. In the parts list, this was the Blackworks turbo manifold, and I've been trying to do research on this, and I cannot find anything at all about a Blackworks, also known as BWR, Blackworks Racing, turbo manifold for a Genesis Coupe. It literally says they've never made one. Sorry to interrupt, but I did a deeper dive researching about this manifold, and I did find one. They were just very limited run, I guess, and they were not sold for very long. And we do have some fitment issues. It is hitting here, and I was gonna try and use this and figure out a way to do kind of how it fit on the other one. But after some like comparison, they actually cut that bracket and rebent this hose. And this was the little bit I was talking about earlier, how it had a little indent. I would assume from the exhaust manifold being hot. But I'm gonna try and bend this a little bit more out of the way. But from when I originally test fitted a couple days ago, just because I was kind of excited, wanted to see it on there, I noticed this was hitting, which this came out a little further, but I actually already trimmed it off camera. So now it's all flush and nice clean cut. Got the bolt I got trimmed still. But now the header is clear this. But this is gonna be the power unit that we're gonna be running. It is a Garrett GTX 3076R. It is a twin scroll setup, so we're gonna have 2 wastegates coming off this thing. Oh boy, starting to make a mess. I just love the way that turbo manifolds look with all the crazy bends and stuff. Off camera, I did go and I swapped over all these sensors. I don't know what this other one is for, but they had a T off this and they had another sensor added. I added the bung, added this bung for the AN fitting, routed some new lines, which I kind of want to route these a little bit different because this whole area is kind of cluttered back here and I don't like that that's next to the block and in between the headers, and I just feel like it could be a little bit better. So I thought about possibly capping that one, and then where the coolant line comes out here and goes to the back, putting a T in for the AN fitting to run to the turbo. I figured that'd be a little cleaner than a whole mess down here and this coming around here and trying to tighten up. It's just too much. There's so much stuff going on in this little area, and we're not trying to dump a bunch of money in AN lines and redo everything. That is for when that motor is getting built, making that one perfect. This turbo is freaking massive compared to what I'm used to. See, I don't get where this line runs. Like, I swear it almost looks like they had it like running between a bunch of this stuff. And yes, I know that we need gaskets. They're on order. I'm just mocking all this stuff up without it. This thing is looking sick now that the whole manifold and turbo is mocked up. I know I've been putting this rebuild on the back burner for a long time. And I told Kayla, beginning of the year, I'm going to be going full force, getting her car running again. I feel bad that it's been sitting for so long. But I already got a day set up with Coda. You guys all know Coda from the previous videos. In about a week and a half, he'll be coming over and we're gonna throw this in. And hopefully shortly after that, get everything hooked up and get a base mat for this car. That way we can at least turn it on, move the car, see if we have any leaks. Hopefully we don't, but you never know. Go over the car, double check everything before we take it to get dynoed. I know this is a massive turbo for a stock BK1 motor. We're not going for any certain power or anything. Really, I would assume this thing's gonna make a little over 300 or around 300, but overall, I'm just gonna tell the dude tuning it, just make it reliable and drive good. I'll probably try to reroute some of these lines because I'm not a huge fan of this oil return line. I think that's what this is. I don't like the way it's all positioned. It looks like it's supposed to go like between the headers, that it's like a super short line. And for all these little like vacuum lines and things that we're gonna end up capping or that they've already capped, that just does not look the greatest. I bought vacuum caps so that way it'll all look more like it's supposed to be blocked off, not with a bolt shoved in a hose with a hose clamp. There really isn't much more that I need to do to this thing. Off camera, I'm gonna go through and degrease her whole engine bay. This thing is caked in oil. If you guys are new, this thing had like an oil catch can that was like full and it was blowing oil out the filter part and it was just coated everything and just a little layer of oil. So this whole thing needs degreased and wiped down before the mode can go in. I'm gonna end the video here, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys are not yet subscribed, what are you guys doing? Hit that subscribe button, drop a like on this video, and leave a comment down below what you guys think about this build. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch my videos. It means a lot to me. And as always, stay stancy. I'll see you guys in the next one.